Few lives looked as perfect as Audrey Hepburn's from the outside. She was the gamine princess of the silver screen, the embodiment of elegance, and a global icon of style. But behind the shimmering glamour of Hollywood was a pattern of love that never seemed to last. Again and again, Audrey searched for stability, only to find heartbreak waiting on the other side. Yet, among all the relationships that came and went, one stood apart. Before she passed in 1993, Audrey did something unexpected. She named the one man who stayed with her long after the spotlights had faded. Today on Royal Time of Hollywood, we uncover the secret heart of a legend. The dark secrets behind her childhood. Audrey Hepburn was born Audrey Rustin on May 4, 1929 in Brussels. While she is remembered for her grace, her childhood was rooted in trauma and motion. Her family moved between London and the Netherlands, a restless lifestyle that gifted her the ability to speak 6 languages fluently but denied her a sense of home. Beneath the surface of her upbringing was a dark reality. Both of her parents were outspoken supporters of the Nazi regime. In 1935, when Audrey was just 6, her father, Joseph, became so consumed by fascist politics that he walked out on the family. Audrey later described this abandonment as the most traumatic experience of her life. She spent her childhood in boarding schools, waiting for a father who simply chose not to visit. When World War II broke out, her mother moved her to the Netherlands, believing it would be safe. They were wrong. In 1940, the Nazis invaded. Almost overnight, Audrey's world transformed into an occupied territory of fear. The resistance and the hunger winter. To survive, Audrey adopted a Dutch-sounding name, Etta van Heemstra. She lived through the horror of seeing her uncles executed and her family's wealth vanish. But the girl who dreamed of being a ballerina chose not to stay invisible. She joined the Dutch resistance, delivering underground newspapers and carrying messages for the Allies in her shoes. She even performed secret blackout ballet recitals to raise money for the cause. The audience remained completely silent. Even a single sound of applause could have alerted the SS. By 1944, the hunger winter arrived. Blockades cut off food, and Audrey's family resorted to eating tulip bulbs. The malnutrition she suffered then, anemia and respiratory issues, would affect her health for the rest of her life. When the war finally ended, a UNICEF worker gave her a chocolate bar. It was a gesture she never forgot, and it would eventually define her final years. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to check out the other stories and shocking updates on our channel. We've covered many incredible celebrity journeys, tragic endings, and untold Hollywood secrets that you don't want to miss. Binge watch our previous videos to discover more surprising facts, emotional stories, and where your favorite stars are today. Your support helps us bring you more powerful content like this, so don't forget to explore, watch more, and stay tuned for the next video. From broken dreams to Roman holiday. After the war, Audrey moved to London to pursue ballet, but her body, weakened by starvation, couldn't keep up. Forced to abandon her dream of becoming a prima ballerina, she turned to acting out of necessity. It provided a steady income. Her big break came in 1953. While filming a small part in Monte Carlo, she was spotted by the writer Colette, who insisted she play Gigi on Broadway. Simultaneously, director William Wyler chose her for Roman Holiday. Her co-star, Gregory Peck, knew instantly she was a star, insisting she get equal billing. When Audrey won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her very first major role, the world fell in love. But as her career soared, her search for love became a series of high-stakes heartbreaks. The men of Audrey's life, a search for stability. Audrey's romantic life was often a search for the father figure she never had. William Holden and the Deal-Breaker. While filming Sabrina, Audrey fell into a passionate affair with William Holden. He was charming and protective, but the relationship hit a wall when Audrey revealed her deepest desire. She wanted a family. Holden, who had undergone a vasectomy, couldn't give her that. Despite her love for him, she walked away. Mel Ferrer, the controlling partner.
To Gregory Peck, Audrey met Mel Ferrer.
They married in 1954 and formed a creative partnership. However, Farrah was often seen as controlling and authoritative. Audrey suffered through multiple devastating miscarriages during their marriage, once even falling from a horse while filming The Unforgiven, resulting in a broken back and the loss of her pregnancy. When she finally gave birth to her son, Sean, she stepped away from Hollywood to be a mother. But the marriage couldn't survive the strain of Farrah's temper and mutual infidelities. They divorced after 14 years. Andrea Ditti, the Roman tragedy. Seeking a fresh start, Audrey married Italian psychiatrist Andrea Ditti and moved to Rome. She wanted to be a simple housewife, but Ditti was pathologically unfaithful. The paparazzi hounded her every move, and the quiet life she craved became a public prison. The one man she never got over. After years of searching, Audrey finally found the peace she craved in a quiet farmhouse in Switzerland called La Paisible. And it was here, in the autumn of her life, that she met Robert Wolders. Wolders was a Dutch actor who understood her past and her need for simplicity. They never married, but they lived as husband and wife for over a decade. He was the one who accompanied her on her grueling UNICEF missions to Somalia, Ethiopia, and Vietnam. In her final days, suffering from a rare form of abdominal cancer, Audrey looked back at the men she had known. While she had loved Holden and married Farrah and Ditti, it was Robert Wolders she named as the man who truly got her. He provided the steady, selfless love that her father and her previous husbands never could. The style icon more than clothes. Audrey's collaboration with Givenchy created the Audrey look, the little black dress, the oversized sunglasses, and the simple elegance. But Audrey herself often struggled with her image, feeling she was too thin or too tall. Her true beauty, as Robert Wolders often said, came from her absolute lack of ego. A legacy of purpose. The final act. Audrey's work with UNICEF wasn't a celebrity hobby. It was a repayment of a debt she felt she owed to the world. She spoke for the children she once was, starving, frightened, and caught in the crossfire of war. Even when she was terminally ill, she made one last trip to Somalia. Her friend, designer Hubert de Givenchy, arranged a private jet to get her back to Switzerland so she could spend her final Christmas at home. She passed away peacefully on January 20th, 1993. Audrey Hepburn was far more than just a face on a poster. She was a survivor who transformed her pain into a lifelong mission of compassion. Though she was offered the world, she chose instead a quiet life in Switzerland, dedicating herself to helping others and using her voice to save and uplift the lives of children. What is your favorite Audrey Hepburn film? Is it the romance of Roman holiday or the style of Breakfast at Tiffany's? Let us know in the comments below. If you found Audrey's journey as moving as we did, please like this video and subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood. Don't forget to hit the bell notification